Hi, I'm Lee Partridge and welcome back to Col U TV. It's our midweek show and we've got plenty packed into it this evening for you. We've got a preview as we look ahead to this week's action against Mansfield. We've got the thoughts from the dressing room and the head coach from the training ground, and we'll be launching the Goal of the Month competition for November. But first, let's get into some action. We've got the highlights from last week's Essex Senior Cup win on the road at the Daggers, Dagenham and Redbridge, where penalties were the deciding factor. So we're into the fourth round of the competition. The draw hasn't been made yet, but we'll keep you updated as and when that happens. Right, we've got the Goal of the Month competition now. We've been a bit spoiled this month for contenders. We've got the goals from the Donny game and also Freddie from the Barrow game. So let's take a look at those goals. some crackers there. Not very often you get 3 goals of that quality in one particular game. The vote for that one closes at lunchtime tomorrow, so be sure to head over Col U tickets to pick your favourite. On to Saturday's game now, and we'll be travelling to Mansfield Town in a return to Sky Bet League 2 action. And we've got some highlights of what we could possibly expect. So here's a short preview as we head over and up to Field Mill. We face Mansfield Town away from home on Saturday. Matt Bloomfield's side will be looking to take revenge on the hosts after losing 2-1 to them last season. A lovely goal from Reece Oates on the counter-attack put Mansfield ahead. The hosts got themselves an indirect free kick on the 6-yard box after what the referee judged as a back pass by Tommy Smith. After a bit of a scramble in the box, they managed to fire the ball over the bar with almost 11 used players standing on the line. Mansfield got another opportunity late on after a nice counter-attack. Eastman was forced into a challenge in the box and the referee gave a penalty. Jordan Bowery took the penalty and dispatched it. Alan Judge pulled one back in the 6th minute of additional time for us with an unbelievably struck free kick from the left-hand side. We are looking this time for back-to-back wins in the league following a fantastic 3-0 victory at home to Doncaster Rovers. Strikes from Alex Newby, Luke Hannon, and let's see it again. This beauty from Samson Tavidi. And that was enough for us to claim all 3 points. Let's hope we can replicate that performance and take it into Mansfield on Saturday. Nigel Clough's side will be hoping that they could go one better than they did last season when they lost out in the playoff final to Port Vale. It's going to be a tough game on Saturday, but 3 points up for grabs. And of course, we're hoping that we can push on from where we are with a win and bring 3 points back here to Colchester. Remember, you can watch Saturday's game live on iFollow. If you can't make it, just head over to the website for all the information on that one. And that's the same as all the games up until and including Salford on the 17th of December due to the World Cup. We've got the full pre-match interviews from the training ground now with the head coach and the dressing room giving us their thoughts on the league trip to Mansfield.
Matt, you've had time between the last league game and the Papa John's game, weekend off from match play. How valuable has the training time been for you and the squad?
Yeah, extremely valuable. I think we've discussed this before in terms of how many games we had in the first 6 weeks that I was in the building. It was really tough schedule, first 5 or 6 weeks, and there was a really limited training time. We've been really thankful for the last couple of weeks not having midweek games, and this week we didn't have a game at the weekend. We'll be able to have some real time on the grass with the players, which we've thoroughly enjoyed. There's been loads of work done out there and how we want to move the team forward, and the lads have been training really diligently and working really hard. We've been able to get some extra work done in terms of fitness work, sharpness and tactical stuff. So we've actually really enjoyed getting to know the players a bit more in terms of their training and trying to keep moving forward as a team.
And certainly the performances in the last couple of league games combined with that result in the Doncaster game and then as well against Bristol Rovers, although not getting the result, again going toe to toe with a side from the level above, does that give you a bit of momentum? And even though you haven't had those match games, just that more belief going into this week?
I think so. I mean, my belief in the squad's never wavered. I don't think that the squad, the belief within the boys has ever wavered. I've really felt a positive energy and vibe within the building ever since I've been in, and the lads have bought into everything we've tried to implement. So certainly momentum is a big thing in sport. Momentum can be a massive part in what you're trying to do. Obviously, we're trying to create and build and cultivate a culture and a structure of the team, some tactical elements that we want and the environment that we want to come to work every day. So there's loads going on, and it does take time, but at the same point we're really excited about the group of lads we're working with. Some of the senior pros, I've just been discussing some bits with them there. They're right on side. I think they're really good people, had some top careers, and they want to help us move forward. And some of the young lads, the energy they're showing at the minute and the performances they've been given has been really exciting too. So my belief in this group has never wavered. Within this building, we've enjoyed working together during the time here, and we hope that, like you say, the momentum from the last few performances, although only one result, we believe that the performances are improving, and we have to focus on the performance, because without the performance you can't get the outcome, you know. So the process is really important in our lives, and we have to keep focusing on that.
And Mansfield are a side that are pushing towards the top of the table. They've faltered slightly in their form the last few weeks, but what are you expecting from them at their home?
Yeah, really tough game. Obviously, as you said, they're at the top end of the table. Nigel Clough's got a really good reputation and does well at getting teams promoted and fighting at the top of the league. They've got some real good experienced players themselves, some players who know the level, know what it takes to churn out performances and churn out seasons. We've obviously watched their last few games, so we know what sort of qualities they're going to bring, and we respect their qualities. But you know, we're preparing as diligently as we can, and we're looking forward to going and testing ourselves away from home.
And has that break between having a match been beneficial in terms of any players that weren't able to be involved before being back amongst training and possibly pushing to be involved on Saturday?
Quite possibly, yeah. We've had a few extra faces on the training ground. So we've had a really strong group over the last 10 days. So we're really pleased about that. Obviously we can't rush everybody. We have to make sure that everyone's fully fit. But yeah, we've had a really competitive week's training, and we're really pleased with the group we've got.
And thankfully, with last night's result for England, there'll be no clashes on Saturday. Has it been a bit weird having a World Cup going on whilst training is going on as well? We're so used to summer tournaments.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I have watched England's games, only half of the first one that was on a Monday, so I didn't really watch that. I've not really paid much attention to the World Cup, which is the weirdest thing for me to say ever. Usually in the summer I'm obsessed by it, but I've got a few more important things in my life going on about what's going on in the World Cup. As much as I love my football, I did watch the England game last night. But yeah, people keep trying to talk to me about other games. I've literally not barely seen a ball kicked in that. I've got a job to do here, and that's taking up all of my focus at the moment.
Had a bit of a break since the last game. I'm sure no break in training though. Has it been good to sort of be able to knuckle down and be amongst the group?
Yeah, it's been quite beneficial for all of us to kind of get more rhythm between each other and learn basically more about the patterns of play and what the gaffer wants us to do, especially in preparation for our game on Saturday.
And talking about rhythm for you as part of the first team, it's been a real breakthrough season, having had that opportunity earlier on, and the new boss as well has had that faith in you. Have you had a chance to kind of think about it and reflect on it so far?
Honestly, not so much, because I just think maybe things like this could be classed as luck, but I just want to keep working hard, put my head down to the ground, just keep giving my all for the team, for the gaffer, and just hopefully the string of good games continues, and hopefully we win and then get out of the slump that we're in now. What's
it been like being part of that back line? You've got quite an experienced central defence, whoever's in there amongst the team. Has that been good to kind of guide you and give you that confidence to be alongside them as well?
Yeah, it's been honestly amazing to having the voice, especially when you're going to press, for example. Just knowing that your defenders are there, that know you're comfortable with them, so you can feel confident going to press the ball, and just having the voice at the back of your head, always knowing where they're at, where they want you to show you, and stuff like that. Like it's one of the most underrated things, especially in football, especially as a young lad in the first team.
And the last game out in the league was a win, even despite the defeat in the Papa Johns, going up against Bristol Rovers and sort of going toe-to-toe to them. Must be a lot of confidence in the side ahead of going to the Mansfield this weekend. Yeah,
I think honestly our confidence hasn't really dipped as much because the gaffer's given us the tools we need to win the games. But I feel like after the win and obviously going toe-to-toe with a team that's higher in divisions, I think our confidence is miles higher and we're ready for the Mansfield game.
And for the side, for you, like I said, having that time to train this week and just really be able to be utterly prepared against the Mansfield side who have sort of faltered in recent weeks. So hopefully an opportunity again to get a bit of a run of results going.
Yeah, I hope so, but then again, anything can happen in this league. So we can't go in there thinking, there'll be a rollover, because Doncaster, I might have thought that, but obviously look how we did to them. So it's one of them ones where you have to just work hard, give 100% on the pitch, and just go out with the game plan that the gaffer's given us and just execute it.
And since Matt Bloomfield's come in, he's spoken to us as the press quite a lot about how keen he is to develop the youngsters here at Colchester United. Has always been a philosophy of the club, and you're one of the ones who are benefiting from that. What's it been like to work with him so far?
Oh, it's been amazing. The gaffer and Rich has been unbelievable in my development, and I only think I can get better just working under them, just listening to everything they say. Like, they give me input with pretty much everything I do, so it's just taking that on board and just putting it into practice pretty much.
And I'm sure you've all been training very hard, but have you found time between training to be watching the World Cup as a group as well?
Oh yeah, 100%. We all watch the World Cup. Maybe not together, but we all have a group chat, so we always talk about the games. People supporting Portugal because of Ronaldo, people supporting Argentina because of Messi, and obviously England. We hope, like, they've gone through now, so it's one of them ones where it's just a highlight to the day.
So we'll be heading there full of confidence and refreshed from a weekend away from playing action. You can watch all the game and the action live on iFollow with a match pass for just £10. And as I said earlier, and that includes all the games up until and including the Salford game on the 17th of December. And you can watch that anywhere in the UK or across the world. If you are heading up to Mansfield, safe journey to and from the game. That's pretty much it from us here now, but I'll leave you with some highlights from our last win against Mansfield, a 3-2 victory from November 2019. Until next time, it's goodbye for now.